Yeah, I've been telling people a Switch Pro, 4K Pro, a 4K Switch Pro is not happening, and that's all the proof you need. It's not happening. It's not. So this isn't exactly what you think it is, okay? And I've been telling people for a while that it necessarily wasn't going to happen, and technically it still didn't happen. I woke up to some messages and stuff, and apparently there's a new Switch model that was just announced this morning by Nintendo. It is the Nintendo Switch OLED. I believe that's what they're calling it. And no, it is not a Switch Pro. And I've been telling people for a while, I've been telling them a Switch Pro is not going to happen. They weren't going to make a 4K Switch. This is not a 4K Switch, just so you know from the beginning, it's not. Even Doug Bowser came out and said their main focus was software and not hardware, and they said that, or he said, they are going to make new hardware when they feel like it's the right time to make new hardware. Their main priority focus is software. So what is the reason for the Switch OLED as compared to a 4K Switch Pro? Well, I'm going to get into that. But first, in my opinion, do we really need a 4K Switch? You're probably going to say yes, only because you like 4K. Don't get me wrong, I love 4K. Don't get me wrong. I only buy 4K movies. I love playing 4K games. But do we really need it for the Switch? I don't think we do. And that's primarily because some of the games, or most of the games out there, aren't even in full 1080p for the Switch. They get close enough, but not really full 1080p. There are some that are, but not many. And you have to think about what would need to be done to update those games to play in 4K, or to, stretch out the resolution for 4K. I don't think that's what they wanted to do. So there are some improvements with this newer Switch model, and there are some things that weren't improved, and we'll get into that as we go through the list of what's going on. So no, it's not a 4K Switch, which means they probably won't do one until the next gen of Nintendo consoles. They will probably do a 4K model. But this is just an OLED screen, and what it's meant to do, in my understanding, is when you're playing handheld mode, just to give you better colors in your video games, maybe better visuals, but not so much as a graphical upgrade. That's not really what you're getting here. It is a bigger screen, a 7-inch screen. I would have to imagine, based on the video, the size of it is probably closer to an iPad mini. Not exactly the iPad mini size, but a bit closer to that, just to get a frame of reference of what we're working with. The silverish white color, I like it. I think it's nice. I primarily get my consoles in like black or dark colors, or I have the red Spider-Man PS4. My Switch is red, so I try to get darker colors. But I like it. I think it's nice. I think it's a change. We had the gray and then the neon colors, and then we had different Joy-Cons releasing. So I like the color of this one. And of course, because it's a bigger screen, you also have a new dock, which I'm pretty sure is not compatible with the older model. Just the dock in general. The new dock may not be compatible with the older model. I don't know yet. That's just what I'm assuming. Moving on from that, there is a new kickstand in the back of the Switch, a much better kickstand, I'll give them that. It's much better, it's adjustable too, kind of like one of those cases for like iPads and tablets where you can adjust the way that it's mounted, the way that it's laying down, adjust the angle of the Switch, so that's really cool. And the kickstand is bigger, so it's going to hold up a lot better, so you don't have to worry about getting one of these third-party ones. I have like 3 of them on the side, 4 of them actually, so you don't have to worry about a third-party stand. The only way you would have to worry about it is if you want to prop it somewhere and plug in the charger. Other than that, the stand looks fine to me. It looks great. Moving on from that, they did add a Ethernet port to the back of the dock, which is great because I have to use an adapter on my current model, and buying an adapter can cost anywhere from $20 to $30 roughly. So they included a Ethernet adapter, which is great job, Nintendo. Finally, great job. I'll give you that one. So that's really cool. Now, what the things that they did or didn't do, I'll say, is apparently it's gonna have the same battery life as the current model Switch. So like my Switch is the Mario Red, so it will have the same battery life as the Mario Red, or I guess the Switch Lites also have the same battery. life, and of course the battery life is dependent on the game you're playing in portable mode. Aside from that, they did say the new Switch model, the OLED, is compatible with any of your Joy-Cons, any one that you have. Now, the problem with that is it tells us that they didn't update the Joy-Con at all, they didn't add anything new. Which the only thing that really matters for the Joy-Con to be updated is fixing the problem with the drift, okay? Because everyone knows the Joy-Con drift is a thing. Everyone knows that it's a potential issue that could happen. So as long as they fix the Joy-Con drift, we straight. That, you know, we cool. We good on that. So aside from that, there really isn't much else to talk about the Switch other than it does release this October. I believe October 8th is the release date, and it's going to cost $350 before taxes. So that's very good considering that it's not overpriced in my opinion, and it's not a 4K Switch, so the price tag is reasonable, being that the standard Switch is about $300 and that one is only a $50 increase for the bigger size and the OLED screen. Other than that, the Switch does come with 64 gigabytes internal memory. Still isn't good compared to other consoles that come with 500 gigabytes internally, but I get it. Much bigger consoles can hold much bigger space compared to the portable one. But considering that we have phones that can hold up to 256 gigabytes, maybe Nintendo could have given us at least 128 gigabytes of internal storage. So I'll at least give them credit for increasing it to 64 gigs. Give them credit on that. And that's pretty much all we have about this OLED model. I do like what they're doing. It's funny, I think the Switch actually matches the color of Samus's new armor for the new Metroid Dread, kind of, you know, in a way. But yeah, I've been telling people a Switch Pro, 4K Pro, a 4K Switch Pro was not happening, and that's all the proof you need. It's not happening. It's not. If it is gonna happen, it's not until the next generation of Switch consoles or Nintendo consoles. And as I said, they already talked about it. Doug Bowser, if you don't know who that is, president of Nintendo of America, the guy who took the job after Reggie retired, he said it himself. We're not gonna do a brand new, powerful hardware until they feel like it's ready to do that. I'm just paraphrasing, of course. But that's my video for today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoy my other videos as much as the other Smash fans and Nintendo fans have been enjoying it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.